Hey everybody, happy Friday. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. So today we are tackling ocean monuments. There's the one behind me and the other one behind me. Conveniently, they're facing each other, and so these are the two that I'm going to eventually make part of my base. I'm going to connect them, drain out the insides, and yeah. So, but first step of that is I have to get rid of the Elder Guardians. So that's what I'm doing today. So yeah, for any of you watching, please like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Ring the bell so you're notified of any additional videos that come out. I appreciate the support from my followers on TikTok. Go ahead and repost, like, follow my channel, and honestly, go subscribe to my YouTube too. That would be fantastic. Also, I do occasionally post engagement posts like polls, etc. on YouTube. One of those polls was helping me decide what I should do next, and this was one of the options. So if this is the kind of interaction you want to have, you can have that on my YouTube channel. So go give me a follow. All right, so we're looking for the Elder Guardians. Now, one thing that I've actually encountered before is I have gone to ocean monuments where usually there's 3 Elder Guardians, but I've been to ocean monuments before where there's only been 2. Has anybody else experienced that? Please drop a comment. I would really like to know. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that actually happens relatively frequently. So that is something that I would really like to know. So yeah, drop me a comment. Let me know. I would be fascinated to have a conversation about it. And now with one Elder Guardian out of the way, we're looking for the next 2. And here is that next area where the other one usually spawns. Oh, there he is. So I want to actually have a conversation about the creaking in the Pale Garden and kind of how that is working, because there's an opportunity for a lot of lore that I don't know if we don't have much information. We don't have really any lore yet, but I want to have a conversation about that and kind of see where you all think it's going to go. So we have the Creaking Heart, which is essentially like a mob spawner block, because the creaking itself doesn't spawn naturally. It has to spawn connected to a Creaking Heart, and once the block is removed, the mob is gone. So that's a fascinating new mechanic. But I don't know that there's any direct correlation, but we also have the block. It's not really a block, it's an item. It's the Heart of the Sea, which you can craft into a block with the conduit by combining it with Nautilus shells. But do you all think or suspect or hope that anything like that is going to happen with the Creaking Heart? I think it would be really cool if something happened like that. I don't necessarily know if I'm convinced that something will, because, you know, you've got the Heart of the Sea. The Creaking Heart is something different. If they used it for something, it would be landlocked, most likely, but what would it be? Because we already have a beacon, which is kind of sort of what the conduit is. It's like an underwater beacon type thing. And here we are moving on to monument number 2. But back to the Creaking Heart. I don't know that I see any way for that to be fashioned into something of that nature. However, if it were, I think it would be really cool if you were able to more directly interact with mobs. Like if it gave you some level of control over hostile mobs. Now, granted, I don't really know how feasible that is, but that's a thought, you know, because that block itself is directly connected to the spawning of a hostile mob. What if you were able to craft it into something that actually gave you influence, we'll say, over hostile mobs? I think that could be a really fascinating way that would unlock new defense mechanisms or redstone mechanisms. That could be pretty cool. Drop y'all's comments and the thoughts. If you have a different idea, I would love to hear it. My idea is probably probably really crazy and wild and not all that interesting, but if that's something you all think is cool, let me know. And ironically, when I mentioned earlier the ocean monument that I'd found before that only had 2 guardians, that wasn't this one, but this did end up being my second one. I searched this monument high and low, and there were only 2 Elder Guardians in it. There was not a third one. And if I think earlier in the video there was actually a clip of me getting to the other room, and he just wasn't there. But anyway, that's been today's video. I'm going to be working on more stuff with this, using my Guardian farm. I hope you all have a good weekend. I'll have more content for you on Monday. See you then.